Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs. And so we're going to do another pot holder hot pad type thing. And this is the second bunny that we're going to be doing. Only the bunny is going to be brown. And we're going to be doing something a little bit different too. We're going to use this variegated yarn called I Love This Cotton. And this is called Harvest. And it just reminds me of a sunset. So I thought this would be really pretty as the background of the bunny. So that's what we're going to do with this. Let's see if we can find the middle part. And the middle is so hard to find in these. We're going to end up, we're going to end up with it vomiting all over the place. Yeah. And then I love this cotton yarn because it is soft. Well, there we go. We got some. What did I say? I was going to vomit all over the place. It did. Goodness. So we're going to use tapestry crochet with this, but I have just recently learned a new technique with tapestry crochet, and that is how we're going to do it today. And I've done so much tapestry crochet with you guys, you know how to do it normally. So today we're going to use this new technique that I had learned. So normally when you do tapestry crochet, there's no front and back. But now, the way we're going to do it today, there will be a front and back. Alright, so we are going to start with a chain of 26. So, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't wonder if... get you a little bit closer so you could see. Yeah. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there's 26 chains here, and this all tapestry crochet starts out the same. So we are going to go to the second chain from the hook and start our single crochets. And I always use the back bumps, as you guys well know. But if this is your first time watching me, that's why I'm saying that. So we're just putting a single crochet in each chain across. And by the time that you get your single crochets in, you should have 25 single crochets. I think this is another one of those striped yarns. I don't think it's variegated. Alright, so here we go. Here's the last one. So 25 single crochets. This is what row 1 looks like. Alright, so now this is where it starts to get different than what we've been doing. Some people would take your needle out of this. Some people put a stitch marker in this loop so this loop don't disappear. But I've been doing this for a while now and I really don't need it. So you're going to come back here to the front like this, and then we're going to make this yarn go over here. And then I'm going to hold this loop with my finger and we'll do this. So that, you see how that yarn is going across like that? And then you're going to chain 1 right there. Alright, so now we're just, because you're always going to be working on the front. So that's why you're going to have a front and back now. So now we're just going to single crochet across. This is row 2 of this pattern. And it is, again, just a single crochet in every stitch. And by the time you get done, you should have 25 single crochets. So this yarn that we pulled over, we're crocheting over top of it. So you're not even going to know that we did that. Alright, so we're getting back. Just 3 more stitches here. And then this stitch right here that this is coming out of, we have to go into that stitch. And then you're going to put this loop that we left behind on here. So you see how we've got 3 loops on there now. Now you just go through all 3 of them. It's like chaining 1 on this side too. So now we have our single crochets. And everything is on the front. Alright, so now we are going to pull up a loop and we're going to do this again. Go back to the beginning. Just like we did before. Chain 1. And now I need 7 of these. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we're going to go ahead and finish that 7th one, as I'm going to show you another technique here now. I'm going to bring out my brown. And so here's my brown. You're going to, once, because we have 7, right? In the 7th one, we're going to go in here, in these 2 right here. This is a new way of changing color. We're going to bring the color through there. And then, you see this loop? We're just going to pull that loop out. And then we're going to carry our yarn with us, right? So now we need 3 or 4 brown. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. And now we need 3 white. So I'm going to bring in my white. I'm going to bring out the loop, and I'm going to bring this, just like we did before, we're going to change color again. And I'm going to bring in my white right here. And then pull out that brown loop. And we're going to need to carry that brown with us too. So we've got the brown and the variegated with us. So this method that we're doing, because of the carrying of the different, you can't tell that we're carrying on the front. This is one of the reasons why I like this method. Alright, now we're going back to the brown, and we need 4 brown again. So I'm pulling out the loop and going in here, and then we're just going to bring up this brown yarn through here, and then pull that white one out. And now we need 4 brown. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we need to pull up the variegated yarn. We should have left that white behind. Actually, let's do that, because we're not going to use that white again, so we're just going to leave that behind. There's no use in carrying it if we don't need it. Alright, so we need 4, 2, 3, and 4. Now let's pull up the variegated yarn into the brown here. And now we need 7 of the variegated. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then don't forget to put this loop on there too before you finish off that last. Otherwise it'll pull itself out and unravel everything. So anyway, there is row 3. And what it looks like. So there's no chain 1 and turning in this. So you just pull your loop out, go back to the first stitch again. And you have to remember, sometimes this stitch likes to hide. So I always count back 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That way I know. Some, or it gets smaller from sometimes. I don't understand why. But this is the first time that I've tried to do this in cotton yarn. And cotton yarn is not forgiving like acrylic is. So you have to be, we're going to have to be very careful with this cotton yarn. Alright. So you're going to repeat row 3, what we just did. You will repeat it 3 more times. So 4, 5, and 6. We need that. So I'm going to get mine done off camera, and I will let you get yours, and we will be back for row 7. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. 6 rows. Now row 7. I'm ready. I've got my yarn over here ready for row 7. So row 7, we're going to go 8 of the variegated or the outside yarn. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Here's 8. And then we're going to bring the brown. So we're going to go in here. We're going to drop this to the front. Bring this brown over here. This brown over here. And then bring it through. And then pull this so that we can carry it with us. So now we need 9 of these browns. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now we're going to go back to the variegated. Which is right here. Leave that brown right here behind, right here. And we need 8 of those. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Uh-oh. We'll lose that, need that. And put this, make sure we get this loop on there. And then go all through all three of those loops. Alright, so this is what we have so far. We're going to get ready for row 9. So I always count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because this stitch gets smaller sometimes. And I want to make sure that I get into the right stitch. Bring this around, and then I'm going to hold on to this loop and just bring this out like this. And then chain 1. And it'll lock it in place. So now, row 9, we need 9 of these. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now we need a brown. What row are we on? Okay, there is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is row 8. Oh, alright, hang on a second. We need 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait a minute. Yeah, we need 10. Hang on. So, wait, that's 8, 9, 10. So now we have 10, right? 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. Alright, now we're going to go to brown. Then we're going to pull that out. And I didn't do that right. Because before we go to brown, I needed to pull this forward. This needs to go forward first. Now we can pull the brown over. Then we need 1 brown. And then I left this white hanging down here, and because this is going to be a pot holder, what it looks like in the back isn't going to matter, because I'm going to sew 2 sides together like we've been doing. So I am just going to bring this white up here and then bring this brown out like that. And now we need 3 of those. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to go to brown again. I'm going to leave this white here, bring the brown through, and pull that white out. And now we need 1 brown again. And now we need the variegated again. So we're going to go in here, pull the variegated through, and pull down that brown, and then leave it there. And now we should have 10 variegated left. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring that in. Come on, get in there. Alright, so let me show you what happened here. So this white was down here and I carried it up here. That's all I did. So, like I said, it doesn't matter what the back looks like, because when you do 2 pot holders, you're crocheting them together like we've been doing, right? But if you was going to do a blanket or something, you would have cut that off down here and sewed that in, and then started back up here again with the white. But since this is a pot holder, it doesn't matter. Alright, so let's go back 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the 10th one right here. And then I'm going to pull this yarn through over here. Take this loop and just pull it. And then do a chain 1 to lock it in place. So we just did row 8. Yeah, this is 6. This is 7 and 8, yes. So we just did we need row 9. So now we need 9 of the variegated. So make sure that you start back into that stitch where we got it chain 1 in. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now we're going to go to the brown. So we're going to go back in here and pull this brown over. Put that in here. Yeah, that is already to the front. Okay. Now wait a minute. First of all, you want to make sure this is to the front. So we're not doing any tangling of yarns. So just explain, my variegated I put first, then my brown was second, and then my white is third. So that's how I know where the brown, when you change colors, where your yarn should be. Alright, so right here we need just 1 brown, and then we need to switch to white. So we're going to bring this white over. The brown's pulled to the front because it's my second yarn, right? And then pull that out. And we are needing 5 white now. So there's 1. You want to make sure that you're carrying your brown with you. You're going to need that later. There's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're going to switch back to brown. So let's go in here like this and bring the brown in here. Come on. Pull that white back and we're going to leave it there. And now you need 1 brown in the next one. And then you're going to go down through here, put that brown back there, pull it through and leave it there. And then you should have 9 variegated again. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now if I get my, that stitch is kind of tight. Get my needle in there. Come on. There we go. I always hold on to this and then make sure you put your loop on there and then go through all 3. And this is what it looks like. We're making a little muzzle right here for the rabbit. Alright, so now pull up the loop a little bit. We had 9 last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You want to make sure you get into that very first stitch. And it's a little bit tight too. Like I said, cotton yarn isn't as forgiving like acrylic, so you have to be careful of how tight you make your stitches too. Alright, so we've got a chain 1 going on here. So now we're on row 10, and now we need 8 variegated. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I love the way it's not variegated. I'm calling it that, but it's not. This is a striped yarn, but I love the way this is striping its way out. Alright, so now we need to go over to brown. Bring this forward. And our brown is next. Bring the brown through. We need 2 brown. So there's 1 and 2. And now we need to go to white. So go through there. Bring the brown forward. Then bring the white through. Alright. So now we did 2. Now we need 5. No, we don't. We need 2. 2 white. And we're bringing 1 more color through. As soon as I find it. Which is a little bit of pink for the nose. And the next one is just 1 white, or pink. And then we're going to go back to the white. And we're going to bring this pink behind, because we're actually going to cut that off. Bring this pink out right there. So there you go. Alright, so now we need 2 white again. And then we're going to switch over to brown. And we need 2 brown. And then switch back over to our striped yarn. And we are going to need 8 of those. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. So we've got the little button nose. Now, we don't need this pink anymore until we get to the ears. And there's no use in... It's a long way to the ear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that pink off. And I'm just going to tie this together like this. Instead of working the ends in, I'm just going to tie it down. Because, like I said, it doesn't matter what it looks like on the back. Give it a few ties, and then we're going to cut it off and call it a day. Alright. And there's the little nose. Isn't that cute? Alright, so now we need to... We had 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this was 8. So we'll go back to the very first stitch again. I love learning new techniques when it comes to crochet. And as I learn them, I'm going to bring you guys on board and show you too as I learn them. So, we're actually coming out of the skein now. Alright. So this is row 11, and we are needing 8 again. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we need to go to brown. And we're needing 2 brown. So I'm bringing this forward. And then we're going to go get the brown in the back here. And bring it over. And when you bring this over, you want to, bring it over kind of loosely. Don't make it too tight. And then we'll bring that out. Alright, so now we need 2 brown. So we're putting 2 brown in here. And now we need the white again to finish up with this muzzle. So I bring in the brown forward to bring the white through. And now we need 5 white. So there's 2. That pink stitch is a little bit tight. 3, 4, and 5. Then we'll go back to the brown. Bring that white back there. And then bring the brown through and pull the white through. There we go, like that. Now we need 2 brown. And then we're going to go back to our outside yarn, which is our striped yarn. We're going to leave that brown back there and pull it out once we get that in there. And now we just need 8 again on this side. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So, like, if you don't like this technique, that's okay. Go back to the other. This is a mirror image. So what I'm showing you is the right count, whether you do your chain 1 turn or you don't. It's the right count. So do whatever you want to do. So there's, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is row 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now we're going to do row 12. We are done with this white. So I am actually going to cut that off just to get it so we don't really need that anymore. And I'm gonna tie these 2 together on the back so I don't have to worry about tying it in. And just tie it a few times and then cut it off. Alright, so let's bring over our yarn. It's that pink yarn we don't need anymore. Well, we will later. Alright. So let's bring over this yarn here to get row 12 started. Chain 1, and row 12 we are needing 8 again. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we need to bring over, see, I brought this forward. We need to bring over our brown yarn. And then bring this out. And we're needing 2 brown. And then we're going to bring in some black yarn. As soon as I find it. That's pink. Where's my black? Oh, it's right here. Oh, goodness. Alright. Talk about a snake. That would have gotten me 10 times over. Alright, so here's this. Alright, so now we need 2 black. Make sure we're carrying our yarns. And then we need a brown. So we'll bring that black back there and go through. Make 1 brown. And then bring back the black. The brown comes forward. Before we do that, and bring that out. And now we need 2 black again. And now we need to go back to the brown. And now we need 2 brown. And I'm just leaving this black behind. Hang on a second. I just want to leave that black behind right there. And then we're going to switch over to the variegated again. And it's right here. Pull back, pull the brown back. There, like that. And now I just need 8 of these. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There it is. So there we have it. So now we've started the eyes too. And we're going to do something with those eyes later. You'll see. Alright, so now this is row 13. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's the 8th one right there where we need to start. Bring over our yarn. And then pull this yarn over. Like so. Chain 1. And so we're in 13. We need 9 of these. So that was 1. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Let's pull this forward and bring the brown over. And make sure we have everything. And now we need 1 brown. Alright. We've got this forward and this forward. Now we need the black again. So pull that brown out. And now we need 2 black, which are on top of the other 2 black that we made in the last row. And now we have brown, but the black stays back there, the brown comes up. We need 1 brown, and then we need to go back to the black again, bringing the brown forward and the black from the back. There we go. And we need 2 black. We'll make sure we're carrying that brown with us. And now we need to go back to the brown. And then we just need 1 brown. And now let's switch. Alright, so now we need 9 of these. So, because we're switched over to our striped yarn again. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that came out, dang it. When I say that was 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Then we're going to hold this. There we go. So this is what we have so far for our bunny rabbit. Alright, so that was row 13, right? Yes. Okay, so row 14 is a little bit easier. We are done with this black, by the way. So I'm just going to cut it off. So we're not going to need that black anymore. We can get rid of that. And we had 9 stitches before, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this even, you see how small that first stitch gets? You have to be very careful, or you can have your count off really quick. Which is always a good idea when you're doing these, is to make sure you count. Alright. Alright, so there's 1. We need 9 of these for 14. We're in 14. Let me make sure. Yes, we're in 14. So we need 9 of these. So there is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I'm going to bring this forward and bring the brown out. for the time being, we're just dealing with the two colors right now for a couple rows. So now we need 7 brown. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So switching over to the variegated, we're going to leave that brown back there and pull it. Now we need 9 of these on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we put our hook there, our loop on there, and there's what we have so far. Alright, looking good so far. Alright, so now 15. Make sure we get the right 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the first stitch right here. And we need 9 again for 15. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now we're switching over to brown. So we're going to bring this forward and bring this brown up. Pull that out. Alright, so now we need, I need 3 brown. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And we're switching back to this variegated. Let's put that back there. And we just need 1 variegated in the next one. Just right here. Or your background color. Alright, bring that forward and bring the brown back in. And now we need 3 brown again. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then I'll switch over to our variegated, our background color. And now we should have 9 stitches left over. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, but we need it. Don't forget this last loop. I can't imagine if that loop starts coming out and this thing starts unraveling. That'd be the only thing I'd be worried about. So there we go so far. that was 15. And now we're going to do 16. So we have 9 to start out with. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And this time, we're bringing this pink back in again. So, but we're going to switch over to brown first. Alright, so now we're going to do this brown. Pull that out. So we've got brown, then pink, 1 brown, 1 pink, come on, so the next one is pink. And then we're going to switch back over to brown again. So the pink will go in the back. And then the brown is next. So brown, pink, brown. And now we need to go to our background color. So let's put that back there. As soon as I find the background color, where's it at? There it is. Doing our background color here, switching back to brown, because we only need one of those. Oh, but we need to bring that forward. Bring the brown over and hit the brown. And then we need to go back to the pink. And the next one is pink. So it's mirror image. If we're going to do brown, pink, brown here, you're going to do brown, pink, brown there too. It's a mirror image. Alright, now we'll go back. Where's my brown? There we go. And the last one here is brown. And now we need to go and switch over to our background color and finish that off with 9. 9 of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. and 9. And there you have it. So that is row 16. 17 is the same. So we're going to go and we're going to do 17 the exact same as we did 16. I might as well just stay with you for one more row. Alright. So again, we're going to do a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then going over to the brown. And bring it over. And then we need 1 brown, 1 pink, 1 brown, so bringing the brown forward and bring the pink up. This was the pink right here. Alright. Back to brown. When you're doing these ones, you don't really have to carry them if you don't want to. You can just let them, since it really don't matter what the back looks like. Now we got brown, pink, brown, and now we need to go back to the variegated again. And then the next one is variegated, or our background color. And now we're going to go back to the brown again and do the same thing to the other ear. Brown, pink, brown. Sometimes it's easier just to pull that up so you don't lose it. And where'd my brown go? There it is. And now we need to go back to the variegated again. And it's back here too. And pull it up. And now we need 9 of those. So there's 1, 2, 3. You can see you got another brown, pink, brown. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So that was 16 and 17. And this is what it looks like right now. Alright, so now we need to go back to our first stitch again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, right there. Bring this yarn over again. Okay. We don't want to lose that. Alright. So chain 1. And 18, we need 7 now. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now we need to switch over to the brown. And we need 3 brown. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then bring the pink up. And we just need 1 pink next. And then the brown, and we only need 1 brown. Which is right there. And now we're going to switch over to the variegated. Oh, right here it is. Here. And just put 1 variegated in. It's in between the ears. Alright, now we've got to go back to the brown. And do 1 brown. And then go back to the pink and do a pink. Then we go back to the brown. Come on. Where are you at? It's hiding from me. And now we need 3 brown again. Come on. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to switch to the variegated or the background color. And we are doing 7 of those. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, uh-oh, we need our loop. We're losing our loop. There we go. And this is 7 right here. And then put the loop on there, and there we go. So we have 7 there. Okay. So you can see the ears are kind of forming. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that was 18. Now 19. And it would have. Hang on. Stay up there. Row 19. Let's get ready for row 19. We're almost done with this bunny. So there's 1. We need 7 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we need to go to brown.
You being good? Are you being a good girl? You a good girl.
Let's bring this forward before we tangle these any more than what they are. Alright. We need 2 brown. So there's 1 and 2. Now we need to go to pink. As soon as I find it, there it is. Alright, pink, and then we need 2 pink. So there's 1 and 2. Okay, and then we need to go to the variegated again. Or your background color. Which is right here. Oh no, it's not the variegated. It's the brown. Sorry. We need the brown. Pull that pink out. And we just need 1 of those browns. Then we go to the variegated. Pull that through. And put that in. And then we need a brown again. And then we need 2 pink. So right there's 1 and 2. And now we need the brown. And then we need 2 brown. 1 and 2. Let's bring that variegated yarn over here. And we should have 7 left. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Make sure you bring our loop on here and bring that through. Alright, so we have a little bit more go on our bunny ears, but we are all done with that pink, and we could go ahead and cut that off. Because we don't need that pink anymore. Get ready for row 20. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, that's right. Alright. Bring the yarn over. Once you get the hang of this, it takes a little while to get the hang of it. But once you get the hang of it, it's really not that bad. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we're going to switch over to brown. So we're going to bring the brown over. Pull that through. And we need 5 brown. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're going to switch over to the variegated again. Or your background color. Only do that once there. And then switch back to the brown. And need 5 brown again. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we will switch back to the variegated and finish off the last 7 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get our loop. We're almost done with our bunny. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and row 21. Get ready for row 21. So we need 8 of these. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now we're going to switch over to the brown, bringing this forward and bringing this brown over. Come on, get on there. All right. And now we just need 3 brown. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to go back to the background color. And you need 3 of those. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to go back to the brown again. And do 3 of those. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then back to our background color. And then we're going to finish this up with 8 at the end here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that finishes up the bunny. So now, this was row 21. So 22 through 25, we are not changing colors. We could cut this brown off right here. And it was 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. All right, so we're going to chain 1. And now you're just going to do 25 stitches across. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and there's 5 stitches left. There we go. So 25 stitches. And it shouldn't be hard to have that at the end, because if you kept your counts right on your bunny, you would have had 25 stitches all along. Alright, so here is our bunny. Look at that. Looking pretty cool. Alright, so we need to do 3 more rows of just that. And then you are either going to make another one of these, or you're just going to make a back one, and on the back one you can do that, you know, go forward, chain 1 turn, and just go 25 rows of just the background color, which is what I'm going to do. Anyway, so I'm going to do all of that off camera, and I will be back to show you how to make the border on these. Okay, so I have this done, but before we go any further, I wanted to do something with the eyes. So what we were supposed to have done is, in the eyes, we were supposed to do 2 black here, and then 1 white and 1 black. But I don't like doing that, so I've decided that I was going to make the eyes all black, and in this one section where it was supposed to be white, we're going to, let's see if you could see what I'm doing here. I've got the long white right here. Make it long in the back. Alright, so I'm going to take and we're going to wrap that needle, and then we're going to go back in a different spot right above it, and then bring it through, just to put a little bit of a, there we go. So that is, I don't know if that would work or not. I don't know if I want that, or maybe that's too much. That might be too much. Let's try something else. Sorry. We just want a little white speck in the eye right there. Yeah, that's good. Just put a little white speck right there. And then on this side, we're going to do it on this side. Or no, on the same side right here. Or is it that side? There we go. See, just to put a little bit of a white speck in the eye, so it brings the eyes to life. Anyway, we're going to take that and put a knot back here and knot this up. And then cut it off. We're going to make a few more knots on these ends and kind of clean up these ends a bit. Instead of just tying those down, I'm just knotting them. There, and just leaving those because we're going to sew it together. Yeah, I don't know if that... I may have pulled that a little bit too tight. So all I got to do is take a needle and pull it up out of there. Oh goodness. Come on. Anyhow. Alright, so now we're going to put a border on this. There it is. Like, where's my yarn at? Okay. And I'm just going to put this in the very first one here. Nope, not that one. Over here. Oh goodness. Slip stitch into there. And I'm going to turn this thing completely around so the back is facing us. I'm going to chain one. And we're going to put a half double crochet in each stitch across. And then when you get to the corner, you're going to do 3 half double crochets in each corner. Alright, so here is the corner. Come on. We're just going to put 3 half double crochets in that corner. And then when you go down the side, you're just putting a half double crochet in each row. So just go down in each row. You go all the way around it like that. And I will see you at the end of this round. Okay, so we're back, and I've attached another color, and I'm going to chain one, and we're going to turn so that the bunny is facing you now, the front of the bunny, that is. So we should be in the top of, in the corner, so we're going to put 3 in this corner, singles, and oh, wait a minute. I forgot one thing. First, we're going to the back loop only. There we go. So we need to put 3 in this corner, and this is back loop only. Alright, so go to the back loop only and put a single crochet in every stitch around, and making sure that in your corners, back loop only, that you're putting 3 single crochets in there. It just makes this little design, which is the reason why I use these half double crochets, because I love them. Alright, so I'm going to go all the way around like this, back loop only, putting single crochets, and then 3 in the corners and back loop only. And I'll see you at the end of this round. Alright, so we're all the way around there, and now we're going to chain 1, and we're just going to single crochet. Now we're almost to here at this corner, and the same thing, we're using both loops though on this round. I can get in there. In the corners, we're putting 3 single crochets, and then going down the sides, you're just putting 1 single crochet in each stitch. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to finish mine off camera, and I will be back to show you what to do next. Okay, so I've got we're putting the 2 back sides together. I want to make sure you've got back sides together when you do this. So I made this one, and we're just going to put them together now. And then find the exact same stitch. So there and here. And then sew them both, crochet them both together. So just all you're doing is finding the stitches and crocheting them together with a single crochet. We're single crocheting them together, I guess. But you have to go through both sets of stitches. And there's nothing to do around the corners. You just go to each stitch around, and it'll turn the corner itself. Alright, so you're going to go all the way around it like that, and we'll be back to show you what to do next. Okay, so I've got it all sewn or crocheted together. We're going to do one more thing to this. We're going to chain one, and in the same stitch here, you're just going to put a single crochet and 2 doubles. That is a falling leaf stitch. So you're going to skip the next one. Actually, no, we're not. We're just going to go and do... Excuse me. We're going to go and do this same thing in the next stitch, which is the falling leaf stitch. And then we're going to do it again. Because we were on the corner. So now we are going to skip 2 and put the falling leaf stitch in the 3rd stitch, going down the side. Skip 2. Oh my goodness. So we're going to do this, but when you get to the corner, you're going to put a falling leaf stitch in each one of those 3 corners. So it goes around the corner better. And now we're at the corner. So we're just going to put one in each one of the corners. And so forth. And so you go all the way around it like that. And it'll look like this, which is pretty cool looking. Okay, and then before we go, I want to show you something. So last week we made this bunny, and we made it normal. Like you went across, and then you chain one and turn and went. Okay, and this time we did something new, and you could see the difference in these bunnies. Where, I don't know, you could see him better than here. I don't know. Do you see that? That you could see this bunny better than this one? So, you pick the way you like to do it best. But I like this because you can't hardly see all your carrying things. And you're working on the front only. Where this you're doing front and back, front and back. So, I don't know. You decide how you want to do it. But I really, really like this way of doing it because I could see my picture better. So, anyway. So, that is the end of this video. And we have completed all 4 of our Easter hot pads now. And I hope you guys had a lot of fun making these. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. And bye-bye now.